Another instance which we believe caused some contention with your crew was when you unilaterally decided to have yourself restrained, but you decided to listen to the siren song while each and every member of your crew was deafened, had their ears stuffed with wax, and you made them row by the island while you yourself got to enjoy.
Let's come back to what I've said all along. My crew, stupid. Odysseus, very smart. Okay, there's a difference here. Okay, I have the intelligence level to withstand and understand what those sirens were singing. My crew, they wouldn't have gotten it. They would have just jumped off the boat, gone swimming, and like, oh, the sirens are so great. See me? I was tied to the pole, and I was like, this isn't that big a deal. Like, is this really what everybody's talking about? I mean, it was cool, but you know, I mean, I can handle it. They can't.
I see. And then when you did find, after you talked to Tiresias and you dealt with the underworld types, you had to go through the straits.
Yeah.
And in the straits there was, if you do recall, there was the dragon Scylla.
Yeah, Scylla.
And she was to take 6 of your men.
Yeah.
You did not tell them this.
Yeah, well, I mean, would you tell your men if you knew 6 of them were gonna die?
Did you know that Odysseus actually was told that you were going to die? He did not tell you.
Well, see, I reckon Harry somebody know something before they know the mom know it.
I see.
Yeah, so how was he supposed to know by I'm gonna die? If he did,
he didn't tell you though. He did not. He didn't tell you.
Well, how did he know?
You stopped at the underworld. Tiresias told him that Scylla, which was the name of the dragon that ate you, was going to take 6 of his men, 1 for each head. And you were one of those men. And he did not tell you.
Well, reckon what you don't know can't hurt you but even though it did, because that dragon still ate me, so I reckon they, actually, you know what, Aesop, you know, he was wrong, that fable, you know, I don't even know.
Do you think this had a negative impact on the morale?
No, I think it was random enough for there to not be a negative impact on the morale. Besides, they all died soon after anyway, so I mean, it didn't really matter.
Were you expecting them all to die on the journey back?
You know, at some point, I sized the mission up, and I said, realistically here, who's gonna live? And at the end of the day, all I could say was that I was gonna live. You know, they didn't stand a chance, and from day one. And you know, I mean, it's just the hard knocks of life. You know, I mean, I'm Odysseus and they're not.
I see. And then after the incident with Scylla, after Charybdis, and with the cattle, you were then washed up onto the island of Calypso, where you spent 8 years before you left.
That's another good 8 years that we're not going to talk a lot about.
I see.
Yeah. So a really, really fun time. I mean, she's a great woman. You know, she'd make a great mother, a loving wife, but, you know, we can't talk about that.
And just to conclude, because I'm sure you have plenty of things you have to do being a king of a kingdom.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I can't believe I found time for this interview.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, you better appreciate it. I expect to be paid for this, just to record. Gold, solid gold, preferably.
Solid gold.
Solid gold.
All I have is, like, I think it's myrrh. But at any rate...
that's not going to work.
The future, after considering that you made it back, do you think the future was fair? Do you think that fate was fair?
I got my hands dirty, and what did I get for it? Nothing. Yeah.
It's not fair. Definitely not fair.
I was pissed. I was royally pissed, but you know, I'm all about the one love, so I can't be too mad at Odysseus, even though it seems like Odysseus is just about the love of one. Son of a bitch.
It can't be fair. It's completely unfair.
Well, why is it fair? Why is it unfair? Why do you consider it
I mean, clearly we died, and Odysseus survived, and he did not care for us. And it was just Odysseus being Odysseus as usual.
Lack of apathy.
And looking out for himself and ending up with the goddess and then going back home. I mean, what more can you want?
It don't make no sense, man.
Don't make any sense.
Don't make no sense. See, you know, what's something, you know, what's fair? You know, taking gopher, you know, going hunting gopher.
Of course they were fair. Like I said, great men like myself. We're the ones that survive. We're the ones that thrive. We're the ones that make it back. The little guy, not so much. So yeah, I think it was fair. A king makes it back. A slave does not. That's my viewpoint. And I mean, you know, you can disagree with it, but at the end of the day, I'm right. So, you know, I don't, no regrets. You know, I'm looking forward. I've got a bunch of good stuff coming up, and you know, I don't look back. You know, it was good. It was a good voyage. I had fun. There was a lot of, you know, good times with my men.
A trustworthy douchebag.
Arrogant.
Hubris.
Selfish.
And, you know, I miss him a little, but not that much. And, you know, it all turned out well. I kicked some ass when I got home, and that's good.
We will allow you to draw your own conclusions about Odysseus' character and that of his crew. However, I hope that this documentary offers some light on the often overlooked aspect of the Odyssey. Once again, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed our presentation. I got that mixed up.
We did what we could with a barrel and a banana, okay? And back then, we were doing good for ourselves, okay?
I was abused.